Hey there. Let's be honest, we all dream of financial freedom, right? Nobody wants to struggle financially or end up broke. You've probably watched tons of videos about how to get rich quickly, and maybe you're tired of hearing the same advice repeated over and over. So today we're flipping the script. Instead of the usual get rich talk, we're diving into something just as important, the quickest ways to end up broke. Now you might be thinking, wait, who would want to hear about that? But here's the thing. Knowing the common mistakes that lead to financial ruin is essential to avoid them. After all, how can you avoid a trap if you don't even know it exists? So, stay tuned, because I'm about to break down the top 10 quickest ways to go broke. If you want to keep your hard-earned money, you're going to want to hear these. First off, the lack of financial education. Imagine building a house without a blueprint, or trying to cook a meal without a recipe. That's what you're doing with your money if you lack financial education. You're essentially stumbling in the dark, making decisions based on guesswork rather than informed choices. Understanding money isn't about becoming a Wall Street whiz or an economics professor. It's about knowing the basics: how to budget, how to save, how to invest, and how to manage debt. These are the building blocks of a secure financial future. When we skip this crucial education, we're playing a risky game with our money. Without this knowledge, we may find ourselves making poor financial decisions that could lead to mounting debts, no savings, and ultimately, financial instability. So, the first quick way to get broke is not learning about money management. Next up, overspending on status symbols. Picture this: you're at a party, and you notice everyone wearing designer clothes, sipping on top-shelf liquor, and driving luxury cars. You feel the pressure to keep up and start splurging on high-end items to fit in. But let's hit pause for a moment. Are these purchases necessary for your well-being or happiness? Or are they just a way to maintain an image that's costing you your financial stability? Investing in status symbols is like pouring money into a pit with no bottom. It's a never-ending race where the finish line keeps moving further away. The more you buy, the more you want, and the more you spend. Before you know it, you're living paycheck to paycheck, drowning in debt, all for the sake of appearances. Here's a sobering truth. Real wealth is not about how much you spend, but how much you save and invest. Failing to track spending is next on our list. Imagine yourself in a car, driving with no sense of direction. That's exactly what happens when you don't keep tabs on where your money goes. You're driving blindfolded on the highway to financial ruin. Think of your money as fuel. It keeps your financial engine running. But if you're not monitoring your fuel gauge, you could be running on empty before you know it. It's easy to dismiss a coffee here, a lunch out there, or that new pair of shoes you just had to have. But all those little purchases add up, and before you know it, you're in the red. Keeping track of your expenses is crucial. It gives you a clear picture of your financial health and helps you make informed decisions. You'd be surprised how much you can save by simply being aware of your spending habits. Not prioritizing debt repayment is another quick way to get broke. Just picture this. You have a mountain of debt, and instead of chipping away at it, you're off on a shopping spree or dining at high-end restaurants. It's like trying to fill up a bucket with a hole in the bottom. It's a never-ending cycle. Here's the gist of it. The more you ignore your debt, the more it grows, thanks to the magic, or rather the curse, of compound interest. Imagine a snowball rolling down a hill, gathering more snow and speed as it goes. That's your debt if you don't tackle it head-on. It can quickly become an avalanche that's impossible to stop, crushing your financial stability and peace of mind. Don't let this be you. Prioritize your debt repayment. Make it the first thing you do when you receive your income. It might not be the most fun way to spend your money, but it's definitely the smartest. Impulse buying and shopping therapy can also lead to financial distress. Picture this. You're strolling through your favorite store or browsing online, and suddenly you spot something that catches your eye. It's not something you need or even something you'd planned to buy, but on a whim you decide to get it. That, my friends, is impulse buying. Now, there's nothing wrong with treating yourself occasionally, but when these unplanned purchases become a habit, they can quickly eat into your budget and lead to overspending. Similarly, shopping therapy or emotional shopping can be a dangerous path. It's when you shop to make yourself feel better, to chase away the blues, or to celebrate. The problem is, the happiness from these purchases is often short-lived, and before you know it, you're left with a pile of items you don't really need, and a mountain of bills. Living beyond your means is another quick way to get broke. It's that simple, yet so many of us fall into this trap. Imagine your income as a flowing river and your expenses as a dam. If the dam is too big for the river to handle, it's going to break, and the results are disastrous. Just like the river, if your expenses exceed your income, you're headed for a financial disaster. But why do we do this? Often it's due to societal pressures, the desire to keep up with the Joneses. But remember, appearances can be deceiving, so how do we avoid this? The key is to live within your means. This isn't about restricting yourself, it's about making smart, sustainable financial decisions. It's about understanding your income, curbing unnecessary expenses, and prioritizing savings. Yes, it might mean making some tough choices, but these choices lead to long-term financial stability and peace of mind. Not saving for emergencies is another financial pitfall. Picture this. You're happily sailing along the sea of life when, out of nowhere, a giant wave of unexpected expenses crashes into your boat. Your car breaks down, your roof starts leaking, or a sudden illness hits. Life is unpredictable, and these things happen. That's where an emergency fund comes into play. It's like a lifeboat for your finances, ready to keep you afloat when that unexpected wave hits. But if you haven't been saving for emergencies, you're left to sink or swim. And let's be real, most of us aren't expert swimmers when it comes to financial waters. Without an emergency fund, you might have to rely on credit cards or loans, which can lead to a cycle of debt that's hard to break free from. It's like trying to bail out a sinking boat with a thimble. Relying on credit for daily expenses is a financial mistake. Now let's dive into why. When you use credit cards for everyday purchases, it's easy to lose track of how much you're actually spending. It's like walking with your eyes closed. You're bound to stumble at some point, and when you do, you'll find yourself in a pit of debt that's hard to climb out of. Credit cards can be a useful tool, but when misused, they can lead to a cycle of debt. You see, every time you swipe that plastic, you're borrowing money that you need to pay back. And if you can't keep up with the repayments, you'll incur interest, making your debt grow larger and more daunting. The danger of using credit for daily expenses is that it can make you live beyond your means. It's an illusion of financial freedom that can lead to a reality of financial distress. Surrounding yourself with negative people can also lead to financial troubles. Now you might be wondering, how do the people around me affect my finances? Well, it's simple. Just as the company you keep can influence your behavior, they can also influence your financial decisions. Imagine being around people who constantly splurge, live beyond their means, and have no regard for financial planning. It's easy to get swayed and adopt these habits, leading to poor financial decisions. On the other hand, negative people may also discourage you from taking calculated risks or pursuing profitable opportunities. They can instill fear and doubt, preventing you from making decisions that could potentially improve your financial status. Remember, your environment plays a huge role in shaping your mindset. If you surround yourself with negativity, your thought process and decisions will reflect the same. So, to avoid financial troubles, surround yourself with positive influences. Seek out those who understand the value of money, practice wise spending, and have a positive outlook on wealth creation. Not having an open mind can lead to financial troubles. You see, having a rigid perspective on finances can limit your potential for growth and improvement. Imagine being stuck in the same unproductive financial habits simply because you're not open to trying new strategies or learning from others. For instance, let's consider the world of investing. It's an ever-changing landscape that requires adaptability and a willingness to learn. If you're not open to new investment opportunities, you could miss out on potential financial gains. The same goes for budgeting, saving, and even spending. A closed mindset can lead to financial stagnation. It's like driving a car with the handbrake on. You're working hard, but not going anywhere. You could be missing out on opportunities to make your money work for you. So the takeaway here is, be open to learning. Be open to trying new methods. Be open to change. Managing your finances correctly can help you avoid financial troubles. All these points lead us back to our main message. Managing your finances correctly is crucial to avoid finding yourself broke. It's not just about how much you earn, but how wisely you use it. It's about making informed and smart decisions. Remember, your financial future is in your hands. Manage it wisely. Please like and subscribe for more valuable content like this.